Welcome back to Sidetracked, and today we're talking about the impending Doomsday. Sort of. Welcome back to Sidetracked. It is Jason, and I am joined today by Michael and Brian.
Hello.
You
threw me off there, Michael. No, you're
Jason didn't give me time to say hey.
I wasn't sure if I wanted to give either of you any time to actually say anything. I thought maybe I was just going to breeze through it, and then, I could ask you a question or ask you how you were doing. But here we are. This is the world we live in. You guys, well, one of you jumped the shark. One of you didn't know how to swim.
The world as we know it.
So, appropriate. So, that's kind of the overall theme of today, right? We're going to talk about apocalypses and post-apocalypses and doomsdays and all sorts of that sort of stuff. And I just wanted to preface the whole thing by saying R.E.M. sings that song, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just know it goes 6 o'clock. Anybody know the lyrics of that part? Sing it right now.
No, nobody knows. Nobody listens to R.E.M.
No, I just know the chorus that song. But anyway,
yeah. What are we in our mid-40s? I'm sorry.
No, we weren't the right age.
No. Wow. All right.
So I considered, when I was thinking about Doomsday, apocalypse, all that shit, end of the world, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's the end of the world as we know it, right? Not necessarily like Armageddon, a meteor hits Earth and we're all gone, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about it that way. Dystopia,
society,
post-apocalypse, that whole thing, right?
All right.
So that's kind of the mindset I was in when I was thinking about, this. And then I hope that your questions that you might have or the things you were thinking about when we brought it up as a topic play into that, because that's what I was thinking. So
where will you go shopping?
Yeah, right. How many dollars? Oh, that was probably one of Brian's terrible questions about the apocalypse.
Listen, let me tell you, you guys think fantasy questions. I'm asking the real life questions.
Okay.
The actual shit you're gonna have to apply in the world that we live in.
All right,
but
fine,
you guys,
we'll
no. Listen, I understand you guys want to know what transforming desert vehicle you're gonna drive, but I have fucking real questions, and you'll hear them out.
Yeah, you'll need the transforming vehicle to get to the grocery store that you would shop at. So.
They're all going to be closed. We'll get there. We'll get there, folks.
All right. So I guess I'll start us off here with a little question I was thinking about here. So it kind of goes with what I was saying. All of these little apocalypse things are different, and there's different ways of thinking about them. If you had to pick a pop culture, doomsday, apocalypse, post-apocalypse, whatever it is, which one would you choose to live in? Just for whatever reason. It doesn't matter if it's the one you think you'd be the best at, the one that would be the most fun. Doesn't matter. Which one would you choose? And either one you can start. I don't care. I believe in you both.
Is it the one we want to live in because we would thrive in, or just would be the coolest to live in? Because they're two different answers.
Well, I guess you get to choose, Michael.
So
I'm empowering you to choose whichever one you'd like.
I will A and B my answers.
Sure.
If I was the shit and because myself in a doomsday scenario, I'm not living long, so I can't really place myself in one of those scenarios. But if I'm like the fucking Mad Max of that universe, then I would probably pick. Oh man, I'd probably pick what the heck is that movie? I forgot what it was called.
Boy,
I was thinking about it.
We're off the rails already.
Cat.
It's been 3
Cat,
minutes. Cat? Like Cats the musical?
No, not Cats the musical.
He saw it on opening night.
Yeah. The one where you volunteer.
Oh, Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. How did I keep forgetting that? It was at the tip of my tongue.
So your Katniss, is that what we're getting at here?
But that's the one I'd be in, because you would yeah. It's pretty much kind of normal society. You get roped into the games and you win. Kind of.
I don't know.
Pretty close.
When they go to these people's janky, well, I guess it depends on which, I don't know, remember what they're called, prefecture, city, state, whatever you're in. Because she lived in a shithole. It was
But I would be,
post-apocalyptic Russia.
I'm
there.
living in the best part of that universe. So I'm
you're
in,
like you're
I'm
like
in
the
District
biggest city's
1.
champion.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
I'm in District 1 living it up. Who cares? No
Okay.
worries.
Oof.
But in a real, if I'm in a scenario and something happens, it's a zombie one, right? Like, it's the easiest to survive. For the most part, society could probably continue regardless of how many films say society just collapses for no reason. Society
No.
could probably move ahead just fine. There might be
think?
a
But isn't that
Yeah.
So that's like World War Z, right? Didn't World War Z they just built a really big wall, and then eventually
those
zombies got
zombies-
over the really big
those
wall.
aren't zombies.
Listen, they climbed the wall. Plus, I feel like the zombie apocalypse is the one where you are absolutely most likely to die slow and horrible.
No.
Like yes. What are your choices? You're gonna be killed by
A
humans,
marauder.
right? Yeah, you're gonna be killed by some sort of masked avenger. All right, or you're gonna literally be ripped limb from limb while you're still alive by rotting.
I don't even think
or
it
starve-
gets that. I
starve
don't even
to
think
death.
it gets that far. I think a zombie apocalypse, it gets to the point where it's like now everything's shut down for a little bit while the army just kind of clears the streets out, and then you go back to society. You're back.
No.
No.
That's right now, Michael. That's what's happening right now. You're not even hitting the tip of the iceberg for how shitty the zombie apocalypse is.
I think it's zombies are overrated. I don't think it gets that serious.
They're overrated, but that sucks, dude. Unless you have like a stipulation to your zombie apocalypse. So like, there's The Walking Dead or like Dawn of the Dead.
That's
but then
true.
there's I Am Legend. That's a whole nother zombie apocalypse because
Are those
you have
considered
the day.
zombies? Those
Well,
are mutants.
might as well be. They're zombies.
mutants.
28 days later.
Mutant zombies. I'm just saying, in I Am Legend, you have the day to yourself. If you want to go have a breakdown in the Blockbuster with a bunch of mannequins,
Those are
you
like
goddamn
those
can.
are like fucking vampire zombies. I Am Legend had a
Yeah.
really strange.
There was no vampires. They were zombies.
right. It was the fact that they were nocturnal. Like they mixed
Yes.
vampires and zombies.
Yeah, they were kind of like a mix between vampires and the World War Z zombies that are all fast and pile up on you.
And then
so.
28 days later, by the end of like the month, the zombies starved and everything went back to normal.
Minus
Well,
all the
that's-
people that were killed.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's
yeah.
true.
Population control happens.
Wow. You say that in the middle of the pandemic, Michael? It's not even funny.
All right, Brian. Mike wants to thin the herd. What about you? What is your choice?
All right, my choice for my desired apocalypse, if I'm going to be in an end of world scenario, I don't want to do zombies. It's too painful and horrible. I want to do Fallout. Not specifically Fallout, but I want to do like the post-nuclear world, right? Like, the 1% has just fucked around so much that they ruined everything, and they set off bombs, and they lit fires and all that, and you kind of got to start over, but there's factions and things like that, and there's like some semblance of trade and life, but it's rough. So mine is the Fallout world.
Isn't the 1% almost guaranteed to be the ones that fucking survive that though?
Yeah, the
Like
1%
they're the ones with
will
the
absolutely
bunkers and the
survive.
and everything.
Sure.
So they just
They
continue to
survive it.
perpetuate the same nonsense
Yeah.
over and over again.
They survive it, but they also cause it, which is similar to global warming, I guess. Let's not get political here. But same shit though.
Okay.
I'm just saying. So that's mine.
Fallout would be a cool world, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. First,
All right.
you get cryo frozen, and you have to hope that your fucking pod wakes up, or you're in a constant state of freezing. Then you have to go outside the world and try to make a living for yourself that has been completely vaporized.
It's true. And I'll tell you one thing. If I was in the Fallout apocalypse, there's no goddamn way I'm building settlements for that guy with the hat.
But a settlement
Not
needs
a-
your help.
No. I'm not. I'll sleep outside. I'm
Brian,
not
you
building
say the
settlements.
zombies is the worst because you get ripped from arm to limb, just torn apart. Yet there are mutated animals, massive animals that are destroying buildings in Fallout. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
And
Godzilla,
zombies.
but nuclear radiated Godzillas
And-
everywhere.
And nuclear radiated zombies in Fallout 4.
It's true.
At least my zombies are just controllable and
I don't
slow.
know.
And walk.
It's just the one that feels like home to me, fellas.
I've got two. I have my initial one that's kind of like jokey, which is just that I would choose Armageddon because then it would just be fucking over and it wouldn't matter. Nobody would live and it would just be the end. Quick and painless, easy, right? But I was like, that's cheap and that's not means for a conversation, right? So my second choice is The Matrix. Because you
I have a
live
question
the
for that, sir.
dopest life you want in The Matrix as long as you stay plugged in. I'm good with
That's right.
Oh yeah,
That's a
dude.
good
The
point.
Matrix. That's
Well,
a good one.
so-
And
To go to your first one, would you in that universe would you go on the asteroid and blow it up, or would you just sit there and chill the last few
no,
days?
Alderaan style. You're just blowing me up. It's over. Like I just don't know what's coming, and all of a sudden it's just like, and we're gone. That sounds like the least painful way, right? Second least painful way: be plugged into the Matrix, be a cog in the machine, have a great life.
But it's
you
not
know
a
what
great life.
I mean,
It's
it's a
your
no,
life
it's a,
right
it-
now.
but it's a no,
Yeah.
right. But that's great compared to getting struck
Sure.
by an asteroid.
It is, but you know what? I always had like a side thought in the Matrix, the world of the Matrix. You know, in the first film, remember the scene where the traitor, I believe his name was Cypher, he's talking to Agent Smith in the restaurant, and they're basically striking a deal. He's saying, "Hey, if you turn in these rebels or whatever, I will give you whatever you want when I plug you back into the Matrix." That's what I want to do. I want to find the freedom fighters. I want to sell them out to the machines, and I want to have the machines. I want to have the machines lace my shit up. Like, I want to wake back up in the Matrix with like $1 trillion in the bank. I want to wake up back. You know, I want all the niceties because it's all phony bullshit anyway.
What's
So
amazing-
whatever. Why not?
What's amazing about the Matrix is the initial Matrix was created to make everything perfect for mankind, to give them the best life they could live.
Yeah, to enslave
and
them.
people hated it. They rebelled against having the perfect life. So they said, okay, we will just create a world where you're always at war, hating each other. You have to work to get food. You have to supply yourself with things. Like, humans had everything. And they said, no, I don't want everything. Fuck you and everything.
Yeah, they had
Give me nothing.
They had the cheat codes turned on, and they're like, "No, this is too easy. Give me our shitty lives back." Okay, well, here you go.
So I guess we know what Brian's role is in the Matrix. He fucking swallow the pill and forget everything.
Yeah.
But would you, if you knew of a freedom world,
I'm not being Neo. What good?
Really?
What good does being Neo have? If I'm not, am I Neo? That goes back to how you addressed your question. If I'm Neo,
Yeah, true.
then you
None of us
basically
are
have
Neo,
fucking
honestly.
superpowers, and that's not so bad. But if you're anybody but Neo, like, I don't want to be stuck underground in a fucking cave.
so
like,
you're taking the fake life.
Yeah, 100%.
You're not taking freedom.
Nope, absolutely not. Even if my fake life is the life that I have right now. If we're in the Matrix right now, well, I don't give a shit. Here I am. Everything's fine, right?
Yeah.
I'm good with that. I'll take that.
It's not that.
Just a
it's not
cog in
that
the
bad,
machine.
I
I'll be
gotta
a
say.
cog in the machine.
Wow,
Every once
I'm
in a while,
the
you see
only
the
one
lady
that
in the
would-
red dress. You know what I mean? And you're like, that's
Yeah.
a little strange. Oh well. Brian, in the meantime, is surrounded by women in the red dress because he sold everybody
Exactly, because
down
I
the
turned
river.
in. Listen, what was
None of us
Morpheus
are
really
going
going to
into
do?
the top
Tell me
1%
what
in the Matrix.
what is even the point of them unplugging everybody? It's better to be plugged in. It's nicer.
Yeah.
Because it's about freedom. It's about control.
Oh, fuck that.
As three incredibly white people, we can just say, go
Yeah.
ahead and fuck freedom, right? That's something that we're
That is
allowed to
true.
say.
Man, I'm the only one that takes the pill and goes for freedom.
All right. Well,
Wow.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy your shitty
I'm
dank,
good- I'm
your
good
dank
kicking
cold
back.
cave.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
stank ass cave where you don't get to shower
Yeah.
or eat.
Yeah, have a good time in those dirty rags with all the plugs all over you.
Well, those are good
right.
answers. I was expecting Brian to be like Mad Max and I'd be Mad Max. Blah. I don't know. I expected that sort of response out of you. Like, I'm going to be king of hell.
How about okay?
You know?
King of Hell. How about Waterworld?
Ugh, I thought about that too. I gave it.
And
I gave it a
if you
thought.
I did too. If you take the universe of Waterworld, not a bad place.
Oh,
You live
really?
you live your normal life.
Sort
You just
of.
have no land. Yeah, you live your everything's on water.
But are we saying that like we're getting electricity even though we're on water? We're getting internet
could.
even though we're on water? Satellite
Well,
internet?
all right,
You happy
calm
with
down.
satellite
Calm
internet for
down.
your video games, Mike?
Yeah, we're not going to keep up with the cog of the Matrix. I get that.
There's no video games. Not there. There's one. You would all have to say goodbye to video games. There's no video games in the apocalypse, though.
There is in the
realistically.
Matrix.
Sure, you are the video
The
game.
Matrix is the best
Yeah,
option. I could play video games in my own video game.
I feel like that's a lazy option. This is bullshit.
Yeah. But I'm
I
saying,
found
right?
a
Like,
loophole.
there's gonna come a time in the apocalypse where you're gonna slowly just start to abandon technology because I would say it starts to become cumbersome in a lot of ways. You're gonna revert back to the old type of technology, CB radios and stuff like that. No, you're gonna have an option between charging your radio to maybe find help from some sort of resource or charging your Nintendo Switch. And I guess I'd die after I found no resources because I'd charge the Switch.
Did you ever see that show? What was it called? Revolution or something?
Yeah.
No.
Where they like they got EMP'd or whatever, right? So that was like society just like broke down into smaller nation states, but like life was kind of normal except they didn't have electricity and like they weren't the United States anymore. It was like the Confederacy of Brian and shit like that. But I don't know.
Not bad.
That doesn't sound so bad.
But back
It's like camping.
Waterworld wouldn't be a bad option.
Everybody, you just have a jet ski,
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you get gas for your jet ski? You're making a solar powered jet ski? How are you making a solar panel?
Oil refineries are still there.
Oh, that's true. Those are out in the ocean. You're right.
Yes, they are.
All right. Pew, 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 pew. Mike's backup
Second.
plan is Waterworld.
Good.
Mike Seidler would be incredibly happy with you.
Oh, he's already there.
In his mind, he's there.
And we'd all in our lifetime evolve and have gills in the back of our ears. It's a perfect.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
See, I didn't even know that was part of it because I've never sat through that goddamn shit.
That's a shame. It's a great film.
No, sir.
The general population might disagree with the fact that it's a great film. That might have been a little. Anyway.
All right. So my question, we were kind of answering it when we were talking about what are not such a big issues when you think about it. So what Doomsday is overhyped and people think is cool, but not really. It would kind of suck.
That shit's Mad Max, man. Mad Max would be a whack universe to live in.
It'd be horrible.
Everyone's like, that's like what a lot of people think about when they think about like a hellscape, like post-apocalyptic universe. And being in that shit would be terrible. Just like fucking someone finding you on the road and being like, "You're my prisoner now. How's it feel?" And you just go, bad, I guess, but I guess I don't have a choice. Like you just get killed on a giant fucking go-kart made of like bowling pins and spines. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it just sounds awful. Everything about it sounds awful. It's hot.
Yeah.
It's fucking sandy.
They're withholding water.
Yeah, gross.
It
Awful.
Sucks.
Awful. Mad Max is overrated as shit.
Terrible. And you know one I think would be terrible. And I don't necessarily know that there's a lot of people out there saying that this would be great, but have either of you ever seen The Road or read The Road,
Yes.
I should say?
No.
That is the worst apocalypse you could possibly have, because it's the most real apocalypse, right? The world is dead, right? Vegetation's dead, sky's gray, the waters are choppy. It's like the remaining people are keeping human beings and like slowly severing their limbs and tying them off to eat them, like really horrible stuff. There's a scene. Oh, dude, there's a scene where they're like turning a baby over on an open fire on a spit. Dude, it is the most. It is rough. That is the worst apocalypse, but it is also the most realistic one, which is probably why.
Yeah,
it's
lots
the
of people
worst.
think that's like the best representation of an doomsday and end of the world, whatever you want to say. Like, lots of people think that's like the best portrayal there's ever been. Was The Stand or The Road, not The Stand.
The Road, yeah, it's quite good, quite realistic.
So what's your
Well,
yeah, man.
what's
realistic?
Well,
How do you say realistic? You don't know.
I mean,
it's realistic.
It's realistic in the sense that you don't have to conjure anything from your imagination. Like you're not having to go. There's a zombie or a werewolf or a.
People are just shitty.
Listen,
Yeah, it's just
right,
it was devolution basically.
Gotcha.
Listen, you saw what the world did to toilet paper in the wake of an upper respiratory virus.
That's right.
That is nothing.
That's the
if there
road.
was an actual if there was an actual serious situation, and not that COVID-19 is not serious, but like a world-ending extinction level event, it's not just toilet paper they're coming for.
If we were back in like the Cold War,
Right.
if that was happening right now, that's kind of what the road is like. That was like the toilet paper thing's like the first 15 seconds of the road.
Right.
Everything
Yeah,
after that's way worse.
exactly.
That's about as bad as it got for any of us. So Mike,
Absolutely.
what's your overrated? I think we know, but go ahead and expand on it a little bit. We want to hear you complain.
What do you mean? It's not complaining. It's just fact. It's zombies.
I agree.
Zombies are, again, the most. I don't think people think it would be cool and actually suck. I think zombies are just overrated. I still think society could survive. I still think you could have electricity. I still think you could have districts and cities and towns and states would still be assembled. I think you would have areas that might be out of zones that would contain those that are undead while you clean them up. But I think those would be. I think it's just I don't get, and I'm talking about like when you talk about I Am Legend, I don't think of those zombies. When you look at what's the one with Brad Pitt?
World War Z.
World War Z. Even though the book adaptation, they walk really slow, and people. I think it happens during the Revolution era, doesn't it? People are fighting with muskets and stuff.
I don't remember.
I think the book takes place in a different
I know that
time.
the movie was like it was not the book, but
Yeah,
I don't remember what the book was like. It's been like 15 years.
Again, I don't. Those aren't. Doesn't seem like that. I wouldn't consider that a zombie. It's more of a mutant, like an evolution of a human almost. So, the undead zombie, overrated, overhyped. I think it would be more like Shaun of the Dead,
where it's like,
That's
look at how
zombie
stupid
apocalypse.
this is.
Yeah. People will die, absolutely, but in the most part, you're winning a fight with a pool stick, and it's fine.
Hubris will kill people in Michael's zombie apocalypse, but otherwise it's fine.
I think what the apocalypse I think people think would be cool, but would secretly suck. I hate puns, but pun intended. Vampires. So there's
an apocalypse?
Yeah, dude. Oh, what is that movie with?
They're
what's his face?
dystopians.
Daybreakers. Have you ever seen Daybreakers? It has Ethan Hawke in it or something. I think it was Ethan Hawke.
Oh, maybe.
Is that the one in
I don't know. I've
Alaska?
never been a vampire guy.
No,
so
that's
I
28
don't
Days a
know.
Night.
28 Days and Nights. Yep. Okay.
Daybreakers was, I think Ethan Hawke was a guy. I don't remember. The gist was vampires are there's a virus that causes people to turn into vampires, right? But then the vampires basically just keep humans as food, and they just like keep them in cages. It's basically like our livestock industry, right? Where like you just keep them in shitty cages, and you just like bleed them, but then you keep them. You know what I mean? Like over and over again. Like vampire end of the world would be awful.
And there's also Strand, the Strand on FX.
Oh, that was a good show.
Vampires. It was a very good show. Vampires control. They're essentially vampires. Represent the 1%, and they control everything that goes on in the world, and you can either be an ally of them or you can be against them. And so it's not doomsday as in the world is over. It's more of a dystopia, and that's
End of
why
the world
I grouped
as
the
you
two
know
together,
it.
because one ends the other, right? A doomsday event occurs to end society as you know it and changes it for different. And what comes from that is usually a dystopia. So this is more of a dystopia type thing, but I think
like
it would
dystopias.
secretly suck, because people have this idea like, oh, I get to be vampires are cool. They show like a partnership. They help us survive. If I want to join them, I can join them. But really, 80% of the people are just cattle for them.
You think
and they're gonna lie.
Yeah,
they're gonna just sure.
You think most people are thinking about this in like a Twilight scenario as opposed to like a Buffy,
Yes,
Buffy
that's
the
true.
Vampire Slayer sort of thing?
That too.
Oh,
I think
God.
Twilight ruined the true intentions of vampires, and when they rise, you'll all be sorry.
Got it.
Yeah, when they start to sparkle, man.
That was
5G towers are just the beginning.
just
Ugh.
vampires perpetuating a stereotype so that they could have an easier time taking everything over.
That's
you know?
right. That's right.
So I got one for you. Here's a question for you. What dystopia do you think the world we currently live in is being ushered towards, right? So we've got this work from home life. We've got this, the social distancing. Is this positioning us or setting our trajectory towards a specific dystopia? And if so, which one?
Ooh, I got one for this too. And it was going to be my answer to Mike's. Which one do people think is the opposite of Mike's, right? So which one do people think would be awful but really wouldn't be that bad? Is Children of Men. Do you remember that?
I'll say not enough people have watched
Yeah.
that film, and it's a fantastic film.
That film is excellent.
I feel like that is one of
Absolutely.
the most realistic ones. And I guess like the work from home thing, like it doesn't make that any more likely, I guess, based on the current circumstance, but it's like one of the most realistic things that could just happen. Like, oops, let's just say for shits and giggles, GMOs somehow make everyone infertile. Like, oops, it just happened. Nope, the world's over. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many things that could cause that to happen. So I feel
That's
like
crazy.
that's the one that we could most easily find ourselves in.
I will say that I think the one we're on our path to is Blade Runner.
Oh, that was mine. The cyberpunk dystopia. That's where we're going.
Why?
Listen,
Why do you think that's
absolutely.
most likely?
Because
Because
let
I
me lay it
love
out
it.
for you, sir. Well, I do.
Listen here, sir.
There's actual reason. All right. So you have a world where you have to isolate, right?
Okay.
But we have a technological world, so we're all connected, from our homes independently using, internet. Look at us here. We're on a FaceTime call. You're going to have to use VR. Gaming is super popular. You get all the social media technology and everything. And even though the world's crumbling, these corporations are still like, we've got to find innovative ways to sell. Because the cyberpunk world is all like, these people are disenfranchised, but we still have this high-end technology. So now we need to implement it and sell it. Listen, and it fits the socioeconomic plane of our world today. In cyberpunk, you got people trying to modify their species and their you get where I'm going with that. People are trying to modify them goddamn selves, and that's what cyberpunk's all about. And that's where we're headed. That's what I'm saying.
I think more likely than that is Ready Player One. Now that you put that, what you just did in my mind, Ready Player One is more likely. What does everyone do to take their mind off their shitty universe? We're right back in the kind of Matrix, baby. Go ahead and plug yourself into that fucking video game and chase the carrot. Chase the carrot.
But that's kind of, I will tell you, I would make the argument that the Matrix is cyberpunk in a very close way, and so is Ready Player One. They're on the cusp, man.
I think
that they're
the
more
Matrix
likely than
is,
Blade Runner,
is
though.
the end. Yeah. Why?
Well, Blade Runner is the quintessential cyberpunk.
Right, but
Why
that's,
is
the
it more
cyberpunk's not
likely
the
than
thing.
Blade
It's the
Runner?
replicant part. That part is so far off. Like that's the whole
Haven't you
point
seen-
of Blade Runner.
No,
What do you
no.
mean? Whoa. That is it.
Haven't you seen that android girl with the clear back of her brain, and they ask her questions, and she's like, "Well, of course, John."
Yeah,
that's
and
like,
I would.
and
if you can't tell the difference between that shitty neck up robot and a person,
Listen,
then we got problems.
That's an early prototype. Have you seen the Boston Dynamic drone dogs?
Yes, but
They'll
that's not,
chase the shit out of you.
That's
I
like
will
metal.
say in
That's
our
like
lifetime-
Metalhead. With
I
Black
will say in
Mirror.
our lifetime, you will see efficient artificial intelligence.
Like Turing test,
Yes,
like
and you will
Turing
see-
test passing
not-
artificial intelligence.
Not Blade Runner. Oh no, I don't think that's tough.
You will see art AI law enforcement, because it already exists right now. We'll see that in our lifetimes. I hope you're ready to be arrested by a fucking robot next time you're taking a piss outside.
I just watched a movie about. Well, not
What
about
an
that. But
oddly
like that.
specific scenario, Brian. I feel like there's a story there.
I hate robot cops. I was arrested by a robot cop.
I was just trying to pee.
caught the heat signature, man. You got me.
You don't think that in our lifetime we will have? Now I don't know about what was the name of that test again?
Turing test.
The Turing test.
Turing test. I don't know if they'll be able to pass and
free thought.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you see
Self-awareness.
there's already tests where they take like an AI intelligent and have it watch like a show of Netflix over and over and over again and watch it become extremely violent because of that.
Oh, did you see they did that with Tiger King?
Yes,
They
made
it make its own script.
yes, and it plays out the same
Yeah, it's
essentially.
Mullet Man is
But
something. It's just
They show that AI can be corrupted by what it experiences.
yeah, like the
Now, that's
chatbots
not
that get
the
really
same.
racist when they're
Yeah.
like put out there just because of what they hear and
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
So that's not the same as true AI, but that is that's very close to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in our lifetime, I think you it's possible, very possible.
I think so.
I'm
That's
not
why I
saying
think
it's.
Blade
I'm
Runner
not
is
saying
the
it's
most-
impossible, but I'm saying like it's
In
more
our-
likely that you get like a VR universe because we're already closer to that than we are to like
Yeah.
robots that know they exist and are self-aware. You know what I mean?
Oof.
Like not I Am Legend. What's the other one? iRobot style.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Keeping up the
What
Will
side
Smith.
would
The
you
Will. Which Will Smith apocalypse movie would you want to live in?
Yeah. Right.
Wild Wild West.
After Earth, Wild
Oh,
Wild
my.
West, I Am Legend,
Not After Earth.
iRobot.
We're not trying to live
What
it
else?
after
What
Earth.
else is there? Gemini Man, technically, sort of, kind of, maybe not. That's not an apocalypse. That's
Nah.
just a weird future.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's just a weird future film.
Will
Men in Black
Smith
kinda is, though.
sucks.
Men in Black is constantly a doomsday.
Oh
So
man.
iRobot, are you taking the side of the robots? Or you icing some bots?
You mean the ultimate winners of the battle? Yes, I'm going to side with the robots 100%. I'm not trying to get
So
murdered.
you would side with the vampires then?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, I am the most passive participant in all of these doomsdays. You put me in the Matrix, go ahead and plug me in. We're cool. Just keep it flowing and we're good. The vampires, don't eat me. I will assist you. Robots,
Yeah.
let's liberate you. It's unfair that you're being kept captive. I mean,
Man.
I'm not siding with a zombie because they're not doing anything. They're trying to
Zombies,
eat, you know
come
what I
on!
mean?
It's not fair. You should be able to eat.
Yeah.
Go on, eat.
Go ahead, pick the
Well,
the
so
slowest,
Brian-
weakest of us. That's the way that nature
Brian
works.
is the same. Brian is the same as you, so he would in that he would stay plugged into the Matrix. Brian, are you siding with the robots, or are you stopping that rebellion?
Are the robots giving me a sweet house with lots of money in the Matrix?
No,
Not in the Matrix.
That's
No.
not yet.
So
The Matrix is what happens when the robots.
You're just not being you're just not being murdered
You're
by robots.
stopping
You're
the
part of the
Matrix.
uprising.
Yeah, are you going to
I'm-
help them uprise, or are you going to put them down?
I would fight for robot rights.
Wow.
Absolutely.
You know, it's funny.
right.
So I would fight for robot rights.
And eventually that puts you on the wrong side of history.
I
That's the
know.
way it works.
And then I create the Matrix, and then I have my great granddaughter has to fight
To break
against the Matrix.
Break the Matrix. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you're looking at it wrong. You're saying if I side with the robots, my great grandson's going to have to fight them. No. If you help the robots, they'll set your great grandson up with a digital trust fund, and your great grandson will be balling in the
he's a
Matrix.
god.
Who the fuck cares?
He just gets to like shoot lightning
Yeah.
bolts out of his hand. He's like all the cheat codes turn on at once. He just gets to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, dude. This
not too bad.
kid's just he's just amazing. The whole your whole lineage is amazing. So I don't know, man.
But it's not true.
I'm with the
Sounds-
robots.
That sounds like
It is better. It's
Oh, we're gonna lose Brian, I think.
oh no, he's stuck.
Oh,
Oh no,
Brian,
he's back.
we're losing you.
You froze for a second
I'm back.
there.
I'm back.
Whew.
You guys froze. Why the fuck I'm responsible?
I mean, Mike and I both didn't freeze,
Yeah.
and you froze for both of us. So
Yeah, you froze.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's you.
Well, it sounds like
Troubleshooting 101. Who's the problem?
Oh,
The one with
boy.
the problem. Anyway,
No, I want logs. You don't even have a
Oh,
current
stop that.
example.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and subpoena Facebook for the logs. All right, I got something. Let's say an apocalypse happens. We're going back to society moves on, sort of, but not the same, right? So you don't have like an internal structure anymore with people to enforce the laws.
Mm-hmm.
Which law do you break first? If afforded, you still have social consequence, you still have moral consequence if you have morals, but you do not have legal consequence. What do you break?
Obvious. So there's no. Is this like say just for example, but post zombie apocalypse? You're just trying to survive and get up on your own, right? You're
Sure.
just trying to make do, or is it like I don't know, after the zombie apocalypse and society is rebuilding? Like how far in advance?
Let's say we're in process of doomsday. Like it's currently happening
Okay.
around you. There are still human beings
Stealing?
around you.
I'm stealing a lot of stuff.
Okay.
That's the only
Let's be
law I'm
be
breaking.
more specific than that, though. What are you stealing?
mean
Yeah, you
more?
can break the law. Stealing's fine. That's a great answer. What are you stealing? Get into it a little.
Food, weapons. I don't know.
Oh, now if there's no laws,
No laws,
right?
Brian. No laws.
Brian straight
You're-
up
you can be like a
murdering
land
people.
pirate.
You know what?
You got
I know what
nothing.
Brian's
International
favorite-
waters all the time.
Brian's favorite doomsday is The Purge. I know it. He
Dude,
he would love
I'm-
to go around and murder some
Yep.
bitches.
I am the first. If everything's down, I'm gonna make a list.
Oh,
And
he's gonna
start checking
Arya
it.
Stark.
Let me listen.
That's it.
You call? Yeah, that's right.
So
That's
you're
right.
telling me
I'm
we
gonna
had a
start-
conversation about killing a mouse earlier, Brian. The guy who felt real bad
Yes.
about killing a mouse one time
Well,
is going to make a list
Mice
of
are
human
innocent.
beings to just ice.
Only ones that have scorned me.
in Brian's defense, if a guy attacks me and he sends his dog after me, I throw the dog off, I shoot the guy. I'd feel, and if I had to shoot the dog, I'd feel worse about shooting that dog than
Oh
I did
no, I
about
agree with you.
shooting that guy.
When I see it's like violence in movies.
I get where, yeah, I get what Brian says is shooting or killing a mouse. I'd feel worse than having to kill a person.
So Brian, part B.
But that's not the
can you
first
give us the
fucking
first
law
5
breaking.
people on your list, please?
Do you want to
No,
know?
I don't. That's incriminating and terrible. Don't ever say
that's
that out
really
loud.
bad idea.
You're-
Dude, I feel
you're
like
lucky
I
that
have
my
the
note-
CIA.
that-
him?
Huh?
I felt like you just tried to Joe Exotic him. You should really do it,
You
man.
should really
No,
just
yeah.
go ahead and write them down. You should send them to the cops. Even.
Tell me who that is.
You're lucky.
Well,
you're
you
lucky
know,
that Minority
I'll
Report isn't the doomsday we're gonna end up in because they'd already have arrested you.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
there's so many good dystopias.
There
man.
are. That's not really. A
They're all
doomsday, you're right.
rooted in
Dystopia.
reality.
They're all
So-
rooted in authoritarianism.
All right,
So we're talking about breaking laws.
that's
okay?
right.
So here, it's kind of a simple question, but it's an important question. What is your weapon of choice? This is huge. You have to have a weapon in the apocalypse. How are you defending yourself? What's your weapon of choice? So for example, I'm going to pick the low-hanging fruit here for my example.
sword.
You got Michonne from The Walking Dead. Yeah, a sword. But I'm not saying I want a sword, but that's an example. Or, Daryl's stupid crossbow, which is
The
not
worst.
the
That's
worst
the
thing.
least efficient weapon.
Sure, but you can retrieve your
But it can't be
ammo. I think
quickly
the least
reloaded. And
That's why it's a crop.
It's
That's
true.
why a compact.
let's
bow
let's
is
say
the
you
best
miss and
option.
it ends up in the bushes. Are you looking through the bushes for an hour to try and find your bolt?
I shot this bow somewhere.
Yeah, god damn it!
I
I only
mean,
had
shit,
2
I
left.
feel-
I've lost so many.
I feel like it would hold a high. Well, okay then. What's your weapon of choice?
I mean, I have to say, what kind of is this? Are we implying zombies where I just have to be able to chop off their head or shoot them in the head? Or are we talking
You could
any
be fighting zombies,
robots?
And-
anything. You could be fighting.
Because
well,
I'm picking a
robots.
goddamn
That
EMP
sucks.
if we got robots. Like it's
No,
different
yeah, but-
for everything.
It's only gonna help you against one type of thing you have to fight.
How-
against.
You're
What
saying
about-
all
what
of
Here,
them
about
with
I'll lay down.
robots and
No,
man?
I'll lay down the groundwork. We are in a doomsday Fallout universe.
So just radioactive,
So-
assorted radioactive monster things of varying sizes.
Potentially, yes. We don't know, but right now the world has ended. People are building settlements in ruins. There are definitely people and some rabid or nuclear animals, but they aren't Godzilla-esque. That's the groundwork for what weapon you are picking.
And you can only have one weapon. No sidearm, no nothing, just one.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Your primary weapon.
Your
you get
constant,
your
your primary
your
weapon. Yeah. What? Yeah, you got. Everyone gets a knife, but that's not your primary weapon. So what's your primary?
I think you have to go some sort of sword. Yeah.
See, well.
Right. I mean,
So yours is sword.
Why sword?
Because it's sort of ranged, right? So you have the length of your arm plus, I don't know if it's a katana, an extra 3 feet ish. So you have some range, unlimited, more or less. It could break in theory, but if you have something really nice, it's not likely to break. You can sharpen it.
Yeah, like if Hatari Hanzo made that shit, it would be.
So and then the worst thing that can happen to you is that it breaks or you lose it, right? Because it's an extension of yourself. It's fast. Because I was thinking like a big fucking hammer, like a war hammer. But you'd have to be. That's not efficient. What if something fast comes at you? Then
it's very heavy. You're slow.
The sword is fast. The sword has some range, not crazy range, but enough range. It's also good close quarters. There's a reason why Michonne was good at killing shit. It's because that sword's good.
True.
She had 2 swords. She had double katanas though, which I think is better. But I'll stick with one.
You can only have one, Jason.
One katana.
Until you upgrade,
and a
you
knife.
only get one.
I get a short knife and a katana.
Yeah.
So
40 kills to upgrade to 2 katanas.
Oh, all right. Deal.
I'm kind of like torn. I'm torn between like a handheld hatchet or like a graphite bat. I'm leaning towards the bat.
You're talking like a hatchet,
I want the bat. Yeah, kind of. Because like here's the deal. Like if I have the bat, you get unlimited.
I knew it.
Yeah.
You can look at him and see it.
Oh, this Fago in the apocalypse, guys. It doesn't go.
That's all there is left.
So, listen, if you have a bat, you get unlimited ammo. You get a fairly indestructible device, especially when swinging it at living things. It's probably not going to break. You could wrap barbed wire around it. You could find duct tape and like put like a knife on the front of it or something
big
weird.
Nails through it.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, if it's graphite, maybe not. But if it's wooden,
I think wood is the
bat.
choice.
I feel like a wooden.
Wood's the choice.
Oh, wood's gonna break. Wood's gonna break before.
I don't
graphite.
think you're killing something one shot with an aluminum bat, man. I just don't think it's happening.
Some of those. Yeah, but like I think it's gonna last longer than a wooden bat, don't you? Wooden bats crack and break and all that.
Maybe, but I guess it.
Wooden.
I don't know.
You could also make a new wooden bat. I could cut down a tree and with enough time, I could make a bat.
No.
I'm not making an aluminum
I want
bat.
like but I want like a machine-made Louisville Slugger. You know
well, that's
what
I
I'm
would.
saying?
I
really
would say you could start with that, but should it
Brian,
break, at least
end
you
of
can
world.
replace
You
it.
don't get that anymore.
You can't. You don't get a lathe to turn yourself a new aluminum Louisville Slugger.
You can't
Michael,
Amazon Prime yourself a bat.
No, Michael, what's your weapon of choice?
It's a bow.
What device?
100% a
It's
bow.
a bow.
Yes.
Well, once you run out of arrows, I'm going to come hit you with my goddamn bat.
A compound bow?
A compound bow?
bow. First of all, you can make arrows.
That's true.
Sort of.
It was a
can.
skill learned in Boy Scouts, so you can make those.
Oh, we have a Boy Scout.
They can be used as a melee weapon. You can pull them out and use them for stabbing. And their range, and you can pick them up, and you can pull them out. And if I only do damage, it goes into the muscle and bone to do damage. Your bat bruises.
It's blunt.
So if you only hit, you're only bruising. Your katana is a good second choice. That bat is stupid. Terrible idea.
No way,
That is
dude.
so
I need to
dumb.
break
You have
into
to-
a store with thick glass in the front. Bat. Boom.
But you have to. I don't think it's enough. I don't think you're like
No, it's
you
not.
can kill. You can kill a small animal with it, like a medium animal, even like a one-shot kill. But like if in Mike's scenario, you have various sizes of radioactive mutant monsters, and you are going to go with the essential. It's essentially to them a fucking wiffle ball bat. You're gonna like hit them in the knee, and it's gonna bounce off them, and they're just gonna crush you. Quack.
And you know what the problem with the bat thing is to do damage, you have to swing it.
You have to do that with a sword too.
You
though.
have to really, yes, but even
not as hard as you have to swing a
could
bat.
I could do small, fine cuts.
That's true.
At an enemy. To hurt somebody with a bat, I really have to swing.
Yeah,
it.
Brian,
I'm
how many
exposing
hits would it
myself.
take you to kill me with an aluminum bat?
3.
I'm not
Two?
but I'm not a
3.
radioactive monster trying to also murder you. Now think about that.
That was a
Would it
bad
still
choice.
take
You're dead.
3?
All right, Jason, it's just
I'm
me and
not
you
sold.
now.
I'm not. I'm not sold.
I'm
Whatever.
clipping your stupid bat to my belt as a trophy after I've murdered you in the apocalypse.
No way, man. Not happening.
What do you
The bat
think?
would reign
What do you think
supreme.
the most likely currency would be?
Oh, the flesh.
Oh, really? You think? I think it'd be lit.
What?
He's talking prostitution.
You don't think the oldest profession would prevail in the apocalypse?
It's booze, baby. It's booze.
No. You think booze would be the most
I think
palpable
I think as
currency?
soon as any sort of apocalypse situation like this breaks out, you rob a liquor store. Let me tell you, it's very hard to make. Only a select few know how to do it, but everybody loves it.
Yeah.
You can't.
Booze production could continue. It's not.
It could, but you're getting like fucking moonshine. You're not getting like you're not getting scotch and with like good scotch and aged with like that stuff's going to be a premium, and you can just keep it and be like, I'll trade you this for a crossbow or a compound bow. Get you your weapon.
I don't think Fallout is far off from
Bottle
what
caps?
currency will become. It might not be bottle caps, but it will be some type of metals, some assortment of. It could be even fucking nails or bolts and nuts.
It's
A metal like that will take value.
well, Mike, if you'd
Yeah.
seen The Mandalorian, there's something like that happens in Mandalorian. I'll let you someday catch up with that.
I gotta
show.
wait. You know, when I get somebody's login or when Clone Wars ends,
Unbelievable.
so I can use the free week.
It's like $6.99, man.
And all they have are 2 shows past.
Well, you just
That
wait
shit
3
sucks,
weeks
I know.
until Clone Wars is over, and then you watch them both.
That's right.
Well, that's also true.
So Brian thinks that
All right.
prostitution's most likely. Mike thinks that some sort of metal.
Oh,
Brian
it's coming back in a big way.
Brian is
What-
Brian is talking.
Who's that guy on Fox News? It's the fucking stock guy that hits all the buttons.
All right.
That's,
Brr, 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 brr.
Brian's like buy prostitutes right now.
Buy low, buy low.
It's up.
That's been my message for years. I got one for you. All right. So realistically, it's full blown apocalypse.
Okay.
How often do you honestly think you're gonna get a chance to bathe?
As often as you're near
These
a
are the-
body of water. So I don't know. That would depend on
Which-
where you are. Here, very often because we're pretty close to water here. In 15 minutes
The
I can walk
region
down
we
to the
live
bay.
in, we have a ton of fresh water supplies. So our area.
You're assuming the water doesn't go bad.
I mean, you're right. Because then
Here's
what
the
do you
thing,
bathe
we are-
with?
we are-
Fago.
What
and-
if the
and your
skies turn
Juggalo
red and the
apocalypse?
seas dry up?
Your Juggalo apocalypse, we're just bathing in Fago. Is that what you're saying? Like, I don't know. What do you bathe in if not water?
Dude,
Because the answer is
Juggalos
never.
across the country. Hearing you talk bad about them, it's just
I'm
like
not talking
like, I know
bad about
somebody's
them.
saying something
We've
bad.
already been
Dude,
through the
let me
Juggalo
tell you-
thing, man.
Yeah, you listen. Times are tough. You can upset the Juggalos. I'm leaving them alone.
I'm not.
They'll do
I'm not
anything.
speaking ill
listen,
of Juggalos.
They did whatever they wanted before the fall of society. You just wait until these. But listen, we're on a work from home quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even in the apocalypse, and I'm bathing like every 2-3 days.
Right, but you're an
What
animal.
is the apocalypse?
I'm
gonna-
bathing
I'm not
every
an animal.
day, like a human.
Why? I'm saving on soap. I'm saving on shampoo. Why are you bathing every day? Every 2 days?
Because
I
I
mean,
exercise
and stuff,
every
I
day.
bathe. Well, yeah, that's
And
true.
realistically, Brian, that means I'm showering twice a day. I'm worse now.
Oh,
I'm worse
no,
in the
you gotta
apocalypse
wake up,
than I am
not
in real
shower.
life. I can't sit. I
Oh,
can't
that's out
sit
of
down
control.
for work unbathed. Liquid sleep. The
Oh,
shower
dude,
is
I'm,
necessary.
that alarm's going off. That alarm's as fast as the coffee can come out of the pot is I'm working.
So
I'm out of bed. Right.
Here's the thing. I think that we are we are at a point like when something happens, society reverts back, but it's almost reverting back to a save point. And that I think that save point has the knowledge to distill water still, to be able to clean water, to be able to create some sort of plumbing. Not saying the plumbing we have now, but you would still be able to bring that type of plumbing back because that knowledge is pretty accessible, and even without the internet is accessible and easy to do. Like,
No.
I think you could see bathhouses still existing in an apocalypse.
I think everyone would be so much more disgusting than you even think.
But it depends. If it's like a Walking Dead thing where like I only have time once every 10 days to sit down and next to a water source and shower for 5 minutes, then yeah, that makes sense. But if it's just like...
And then you have rain?
Yeah, well, that's true. Nature's shower.
Yeah.
That's true. That's gross.
You don't rain from November to March, and then from March to June, you're raining or you're taking a shower every other day, and then you're not showering the rest of the year.
So you think that you would have more access to showering than current day homeless people? Because they don't bathe.
I mean,
so why do you think you'd be cleaner than them?
Because
I don't know.
You
That's a
both
good
are stumped.
point. That's a very good point.
It's a great point. But I would say it's because society doesn't create access to those type of resources to them, Brian.
They also
Maybe.
if they'd like to gather some shekels from folks on the side of the road, they're doing that at busy intersections in the city, not over by the lake. Otherwise, yeah, they could bathe
could go
every
walk the
day
lake.
that the water's warm enough.
What I'm saying is, I don't think you realize how goddamn disgusting you'd be in the apocalypse.
Oh, we'd be super disgusting. I agree.
Well, we'd be gross. We all have long beards. Are you kidding me?
I don't know that I would if I couldn't wash it. I think I'd have like a very minimal beard if I couldn't wash it.
We would have scissors and knives and stuff.
That's
to shave
true. I
with.
was told that
But
my
you gotta have
sidearm
the
is a
beard
knife.
to
Yeah.
you got to use it to scare away other factions trying to rob you.
But I can just keep all of the people I've killed's weapon on my belt, like your stupid bat. And then
Oh my God, he has 6 bats.
I'm taking advantage of all these dumb wiffle ball
Dude,
nerds in the apocalypse.
No, you know what, Jason? I don't want to scare you, but I just added someone else to my list. I'm just saying.
That's fine.
I'm just telling you.
Let me know when you're starting, because I don't think I'm first on the list. I'll just be prepared.
No, there's a couple before
Okay,
you. You're
good.
good.
Excellent.
Just a couple. All right. Well, and do you have any other questions for us, sir?
Yeah.
Brian.
I thought you did. I
No.
thought you had a really good question that you thought
you told
needed
us
to be
you had
asked.
a ton of questions.
I've asked several questions. I was mocked for this question before the
You
show.
were, and you'll be mocked again.
But I
But
was
go
gonna
right
say,
ahead.
I was gonna say, where? All right, it's the apocalypse. You're hungry. You don't have any food. How are you gonna eat? Where are you getting your food? What are you gonna eat? I got a very sensitive vegan on the line right here. How are you faring in the apocalypse when you can't?
I would like to say that Brian has established that he wants to and can live off network. And you pose a question of like, what would you do for food? I feel like you're asking us to do your homework so you can prepare to live.
That's true.
No. I already know.
Hunting and gathering, Brian.
Hunting.
Again,
Gathering,
Brian feels bad about
please.
killing mice. He's gonna have to eat people because those are the only people that's the only thing he thinks appropriate to fucking eat or kill, not eat.
Brian Dystopia is all about Soylent Green. He is on board Soylent Green. Make it out of people. He doesn't care. As long as he gets his 1% mansion with 40 red dresses.
All right, I'll give you my answer. All right?
This is very strange. There's a very strange collection of things you think I'm going to have in the apocalypse, Mike. 40 red dresses, huh?
Well, you don't have to wear them. I think he was implying your Matrix red dresses, Brian.
Yeah,
Well, that's fair.
So,
All right.
I am first thing I'm doing in an apocalypse is I'm finding a place out in the middle of nowhere, and that's where I'm going, right? Collecting all the things that I can, going there. If I cannot get enough canned food and also cannot grow my own vegetables, then I'm just going to eat bullets.
What if you don't have a bullet and you're really hungry?
I will have a bullet. Insurance.
What if you would you try and break into a Wegmans, or would you try and break into a place that's like a smaller grocery store? Would you try and break into a Taco Bell and see if you could turn all the stuff on and make yourself a crunch wrap?
Why would I ever do that? That's a terrible idea. But what I would do, what I have learned about the apocalypse is that Hagedorn's is the place I would fucking go. Because when there was no toilet paper to be found anywhere on the planet, I went to Hagedorn's in Webster, and Hagedorn's had toilet paper, man. Hagedorn's had pasta sauce and they had everything that I needed, just about. So I'm going there. Sorry, Michael, to rob your local store, but that's where I would go.
You'll get there and find a fence around the store.
Oh, Michael's already set up a defense around Hagedorn's because he loves it so.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm not a hunter, and I would just give up before I had to fuck with any of that shit. It's not worth it. Go ahead, Armageddon time. Bring on the meteor. The meteor is a tiny metal meteor that expels itself out of a gun directly at my head.
Jason's game plan for any apocalypse is meteorite kill us all, or join the vampire
That's right.
quick robot uprising.
Quick death, or fall in line. Those are the only two options for me. There is no suffering in my apocalypse.
I definitely agree with you in that it's very important to have the option to take your own life in the apocalypse, right? I'm not saying that's where I'd go. I'd like to really I'd kind of like to feel it out and see what wild shit I could get into, but it'd be nice to know that in case I have to, I can quick take care of business.
2 bullets.
Man, you guys are quitting farming. Like
I said farm.
You could still
I said
live
I would
pretty
try.
easily.
I would try and grow my own vegetables. If I wasn't afforded the opportunity to live off of canned food or grow my own vegetables, then I would
didn't
eat
hear that
bullets.
part. Okay.
That was my fault.
Well, what if you're hungry now and all you got's a handful of seeds? What, are you gonna wait 2 months to eat?
No, but
you gotta eat now, Jason.
Brian.
You gotta find a can of chocolate pudding like Carl, bro.
Right, but that's the thing. If I've found enough canned goods, I live off the canned goods while I establish my crops. That's the whole point. First of all, I wouldn't live in fucking New York. What a terrible place to be. It gets goddamn cold here.
You got deer. There's tons of deer.
I already told you I'm not
rabbits.
messing with any of that shit. I'm not killing.
So you're telling me you're not going back to eating meat no matter what? No. Never. Rather die.
I'd rather in the apocalypse. I would rather die. Yes, 100%. Than murder.
What if it's already
some
cooked?
Animal.
You're smelling it. It's already cooked. You don't have to see.
But that animal would kill you.
More likely.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
It doesn't give a fuck about your feelings.
I think a deer could kill you.
And at that point, you're on level. You're all equal.
Brian, I don't think you're killing a deer with your bat. Oh. Yeah, you've anchored yourself to this fucking aluminum bat. What are you eating, Brian? Let's start there. Let's go back to that. The
worst part is Brian is going to try to kill Bambi with a bat, and his first swing is just going to hurt it. And he's going to have to take 4 more swings to finish his Bambi.
And by the 4th swing, he's
like,
like,
"That's why you go katana or bow, man. Kill shot."
He's gonna be like, "I'm glad
I'd be
breaking
into
one
stores."
It's like I feel really bad about killing that deer.
Would you rob your fellow man? In the
I already
apocalypse?
told you I'd rob a liquor store. 100%. That's my cabin.
Yeah, but this could be a abandoned liquor store. Let's say there's 2 people trying to make it on their own in the apocalypse, and they have a stockpile of goods.
No, I'm creating a society around them. And then through that society, they're sharing with me.
Socialism.
What if they don't want to share with you? What if they look at you and they're like, "Fuck you, we're not sharing." That's why you.
Then I create another society that declares war on their society.
Yeah, it's called his crossbow.
Okay, that's a long way of saying I'd kill him.
That's his crossbow, though, and he can kill him with his crossbow. You know what he couldn't kill multiple people with? His aluminum bat.
Whatever.
I'm going to go out hunting and see like 40 deer limping and be like, well, Brian tried and just couldn't. There's gonna be fields of deer with broken legs because Brian took one swing and then gave up because he couldn't do it.
Brian is on his own. He's a loner. He's trudging through the apocalypse. He comes upon 3 people in a group that he wants to rob, and all he has is an aluminum bat. Hey guys, will you share with me? No, fuck off. Here we go. He starts swinging his aluminum bat, hoping they have nothing better to kill him with.
I bat is a good option. I feel like. I
want to write a screenplay about Brian going through the apocalypse with an aluminum bat, just like a Spalding T-ball bat.
And every time he swings, the thing gets dented. Yep. It starts to bend.
It makes like an incredibly funny noise every time he hits him. That little like ping, ping.
It rings a little bit, hurts his hand, so he's like drops it sometimes.
Shake it off. I should have worn I should have brought my baseball gloves.
I guess I didn't think that one through. I haven't bludgeoned enough people with a bat to realize how cumbersome it would become over time.
I gotta tell you, I bludgeoned enough baseballs as a kid to know that it was not a great weapon.
I hit one. All it took was one ball on a tee stand to hit to be like, fuck.
All right.
I don't have any more questions. I think that I don't know if you have something you want to close it out with.
No, I don't know. Poor Brian is dying day one of the apocalypse.
Listen, no way. I'm living. I'm making it through to the end.
So I guess
based on everything we have talked about, I don't know if that's true, sir.
I will, dude. No, listen, I can talk my way out of all the situations. I'm definitely the smartest one here. I got my bat and my knife.
You're right. The guy who picked the bat, who picked the bat's the smartest one here.
That's right. I've got this under control, gentlemen.
No, the 3 of us will walk up to a gate and they'll say, lay out your survivals for the apocalypse. Jason will go, I'll join the robots or the aliens if they attack. They'll be like, no, Jason, you're not in this team. They'll look at Brian and say, what do you have for weapon? He goes, I got an aluminum bat and I can't kill animals, so I'm not joining. They'll be like, all right, you're out too. I'm getting into the community, and numbers is how you win, buddy. Numbers are how
Mike already wants to be in Hunger Games, and he has a bow. He's a step ahead of both of us.
We can talk about this at another time, but I think the Hunger Games society is actually, there is a groundwork for a successful and stable society.
You know what, Mike?
But not with killing people.
I would wager that, Brian, you might want to trade in your wiffle ball bat for a slingshot. Unlimited small ammunition you pick up off the ground anywhere you go. Easily pocketed.
Yeah, but
you have to tie that bat onto yourself.
You're not killing
what?
You're not killing it. You're not killing a deer with a slingshot.
I bet you hit a deer in the head. You're not killing a deer with a bat. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I will kill a deer with a bat.
I think you can more easily kill a deer with a slingshot and a rock than an aluminum baseball bat. You think it's just going to stand there and be like, hey, Brian, go ahead and take another swing at me, please? No, it's going to run away.
I could see David with a slingshot, but not Goliath with a slingshot. It looks weird.
Goliath pulls it back farther.
Maybe. Get it. I'll build a trebuchet and you guys will see.
Did I hit the deer? No, reload.
Loose.
Yeah.
Loose. Shooting flaming fireballs at a deer from 100 meters. All right, well, I got to say, this apocalypse that we're in is far lamer than all of those options. Brian,
which is good.
It is good. I would rather live in this one.
Because Jason would join the winning side and kill us. Brian would be swinging his broken bat at things.
What's the winning side of this? The virus? Am I joining the virus?
Potentially.
No.
Yep.
Guys, I have bad news for you guys. I'm going to come bearing gifts.
I took a look at the statistics, and I've teamed up with the coronavirus. Yeah.
Oh, that's probably not too bad to joke about. Well.
Oh, well.
Well, thanks everybody for spending some time with us while we talked absolute fucking nonsense. We'll do it again in 2 weeks, and if you have an idea what you want us to talk about, go ahead and leave it on, I don't know, Facebook or Instagram or a YouTube comment, wherever you want. you can leave comments about it. We do have the podcast up on Apple Podcasts right now. Well, not right now for this episode, but right now, last week's episode. Maybe by the time you hear it, it'll be on that too. Whatever. Moving forward, Apple Podcasts, we have the podcast going up on. We also are working on getting it up on Spotify. And in case you didn't know, we have a little podcast we do every other week that is Star Wars themed, in case you're interested in that. So, thanks for listening. I am Jason.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Brian.
And we hope you stay safe and that you have a better weapon than a bat. Bye.